Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new video. If you guys are new, what is up? Oh my god, look at these little pillows. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. My name is Karina. Today we are doing it's kind of like showing you guys my makeup palette collection, but this is like the perfect time to declutter. It is spring-ish, almost summer, so I really want to get rid of a ton of makeup that I don't use. I always do that. I do not like to hoard makeup. I mean, I do because obviously like I'm a makeup enthusiast, but I don't like to have too much of everything, especially if I'm not going to use it. It's just like a complete waste of products. And yeah, I just wanted to show you guys my entire makeup palette collection. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know that makeup palettes is my weakness. That is the one thing that I do love collecting. So we're gonna see what we get rid of, what stays, what doesn't stay. So if you guys want to see my makeup collection, then or my makeup palette collection, then just keep on watching. Just to warn you guys, there is a ton of makeup palettes, and I'm not gonna go into detail about every single one of them. We're really just going to go through them and then I will decide with you guys if I do want to keep them or not. So the first palette that I wanted to mention is the COLOURPOP I Think I Love You palette, but I have honestly only used it once, and since I've purchased this, I was really intrigued and interested in trying out their eyeshadow palettes, and so I decided to pick this one up, and I don't love it for some reason. I like the formula, I just don't use the palette, and I know I'm not going to use it very much. So unfortunately, COLOURPOP, I'm getting rid of you. Next up is the Pure SOIREE DIARIES. SOIREE, I don't know how you pronounce it, but this is by Pure Cosmetics. We received this in a BoxyCharm a few months ago, and I mean the colors are just absolutely stunning. It's like everything you can need in a palette and more. So even though I don't use this one as much, I am going to keep it because I want to play with it a little bit more. This is another one of those palettes that I don't really use, but I really like. It is the NYX Warm Neutrals palette. This palette is super affordable. I love that it's full of so many mattes. You can create so many looks with this. If you are a warm tone lover, you're going to love this palette. Next up is a Makeup Revolution palette. This is the Reloaded Iconic Division. I did a review with swatches and all that good stuff of these palettes if you guys want to see that video, but I love this palette. It is a pretty good dupe for the Anastasia, what's it called? I don't remember, but you guys know which one I'm talking about. This is a really good palette and I love it, so I'm definitely going to keep it. Next up is the Dream Street Kathleen Lights X COLOURPOP Shadow Palette, which is this one right here. I have also only used this one about once, maybe twice, but I feel like I can't get rid of it. It's Kathleen Lights and I really like the colors on this, so I am going to hold on to it even though I don't really use it. Another palette that I cannot get rid of is the Anastasia Master Palette by Mario. I actually received this from one of you guys. You sent this to me last year for my birthday, and girl, I still have it. If you're still watching, I still have this. As you can see, I haven't used it too much, and the only reason why I don't use it as much is because it was a limited edition palette and not a lot of people got it, so I don't want to use something that's not available anymore. Does that make sense? Another drugstore palette that is really good is the Model's Own Barely There No. 2 eyeshadow palette. I received this one in a PR package a few months ago and I loved it. It's very creamy, it works very well. I am going to keep this palette, and one of the reasons why I want to keep it is because when I do drugstore makeup tutorials, I want to make sure that I have a few palettes that I can pick from. Next up is the Comfort Zone Wet n Wild palette. Oh my god, this palette, I've tried to get rid of it already like 3-4 times and I just can't. This is the reason why, because I love this shade. It is the most unique eyeshadow ever. Do you guys see that? I think they made a new version of this, so I am going to be getting rid of this because literally that is the only shadow that I use. Next up is a magnetic palette. You can literally put whatever you want on them. This is the ALTAIR Beauty palette. I don't remember, but here I have a whole bunch of beautiful shades. I custom Ooh, I custom made this palette myself. Most of these shadows are by the brand Beauty Junkies, which if you guys don't know who they are, like, hello, you need to know about them. They have amazing brushes and their eyeshadows are really good. So I am not getting rid of this one, honey. Next up is this 35p palette. I believe this is from hothouseboutique.com. I love this palette. Anytime I'm in the mood for a purple eye look, this is where I go. This is what I pick up because it is so beautiful. Obviously it has colors. You guys know me, I love me a good colorful palette, so she is staying as well. The Morphe 35K palette, which is this one. I loved it when I first got it, but I honestly haven't used it in so long. This is one of the only shades that I really used a lot. Beautiful palette if you're into these dark, deep colors, but I know I'm not going to use it anymore, so I am passing on this one. Next up is a Beauty Creations palette. This is the Aurora palette. I don't even think I've played with this, to be honest. This is what the palette looks like. I really haven't touched it, I don't think. So for that reason, I am going to keep it so I can play with it. If you guys are interested in seeing any makeup tutorials with this, they're super affordable palettes. So yeah, let me know. After that, we have the 35H palette, which is also from Hot House Boutique. It's very similar to the Aurora palette, where it has tons of purples and warm tones and all that jazz. I also love this palette, and I did use it a lot when I first got it. I haven't used it as much, but I have these burgundy shades like this one and this one, and I feel like these shades are so hard to find in any eyeshadow palette, so for that reason she's also staying. Okay, let's keep it moving. Next we have the 35J palette. This is also from Hot House Boutique, and this is another palette. It is so beautiful. It's a very fall appropriate palette. Like, you have those dark greens and the oranges and those dark berries. Beautiful palettes. I love how many greens are in this palette, so she's also gonna stay, okay? This is one of the most recent palettes that I have had in my collection. It is the Too Faced Natural Matte palette, and obviously I'm not getting rid of this one. Oh, it's actually the one that I'm using on my eyes today. I used All Natural, Hookup, Risky Biz, and Heaven. It's what I have pretty much all over my eyes except the glitter thingy, majingy looking thing. It is not from here. But I love this palette. It smells so good, and yeah, she's staying. She is staying, honey. Another one of my recent purchases is the Kristen Dominique Latte palette. I did review this and do a mini tutorial. You guys loved it, and I love this palette so much. The price is it's a little high, but it's okay because the shadows, the formula, and everything is totally worth it. So she is also here to stay. The Milani Most Loved Mattes palette is another great drugstore palette. The pigmentation on these are also really bomb. So again, I am keeping this one because these are really good. And if I ever need a drugstore palette, I have options, you know? We like options. Another drugstore palette is the Wet n Wild's Not a Basic Peach palette. I actually haven't even opened this. It still has the little thing across it. I just tried to open it, but mission failed. So we're keeping her because, again, she is drugstore. Another Anastasia palette is the Subculture, which is the one that I was talking about for the Makeup Revolution. That one's the dupe for this one. I am going to keep this one. I personally like it. A lot of people didn't, but I do. So she is staying with mama. If you guys saw my last video, you know that I recently got the Artist palettes by KOKIE Cosmetics. These are brand new, drugstore as well, so they are also staying. Oh, and then I have the other Milani Bold Obsessions palette, which I have to play with this one a little bit more, so she is staying as well. I have the Urban Decay Electric palettes. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I feel like I don't know if I want to keep this palette. I do, and then I don't, because the pigmentation is amazing. I don't know, this one's gonna stay in the I don't know yet pile, because I don't know yet. I have two of the NYX AVANT Pop eyeshadow palettes, which are these right here. I actually have all three or all four. I don't use these. I used to use them so much, but I don't anymore, and I want to give them a better home. So I'm sorry, NYX, but you gotta go. Another really affordable palette is the Profusion Sultry 24 eyeshadow palette and brush. I did a whole review on this one forever ago. The pigmentation is amazing and they blend very well. So because she's drugstore, she is also gonna stay with me. Next up is another Beauty Creations Badua shadows. These are really good, super pigmented, very creamy, very blendable, super affordable, and the packaging is really cute. So she's staying because I do use that one a lot for the black eyeshadow. Obviously I cannot get rid of this one because she was expensive. This is the Sephora Pro eyeshadow palette. I think this has to be my most expensive palette because I don't own a lot of expensive ones. So, oh no, it broke. I haven't used this in a hot minute, but this is a really, really, really amazing eyeshadow. So creamy, so rich in pigments. Chingale. Oh, it fell. Next up is the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette. Guys, these shadows, any Urban Decay palette is amazing. I don't use her. I really, really don't. And I know I'm not going to use it. I've tried to get rid of it before and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it. And then I never do. So as much as it hurts my heart, adios. I have both of the e.l.f. Matte for Mattes palette. This is the first one, which is this one. And then I have the second one, which is this one. Unfortunately, I am going to be getting rid of these. Now that I've tried other drugstore palettes, these really are not up there to my liking. So why keep them if I'm not going to use them? This has to be hands down one of my favorites. Colorful palettes that is fairly inexpensive, and it is the Pinky Rose Cosmetics Bright Lights palettes. These are $25 a piece and you get so much pigment and so much beauty and such a small little palette. It comes with glitters. Ugh, I love this. I've used it a few times for colorful makeup tutorials. I also have both of the Wet n Wild whatever natural palettes. I don't know if I want to keep these or not. I don't use them as much. No, I can't keep them. I'm not going to use them. I know myself. I also have another Profusion Pro Face palette. And this one, I am embarrassed to say that I have not even touched it once. So it comes with shadows, blushes, and all that jazz. It comes with these really cool brushes, actually. Ooh, this one looks really nice for contouring. Okay, well, I'm going to keep the brush and I'm going to leave this one in here. But this one, I haven't used it and I know myself, I'm not going to use it anymore. So, nos vemos. This is the Pixie and it's Judy Time eyeshadow palette. If I can open it. Maybe. Oh, dumbass, it opens from the bottom. So this is the palette. This is an amazing palette. I also reviewed it when it first came out and I can't get rid of her. She's way too pretty and it's Judy Time. Hello. Let's keep it going. Next up is the Baked Browns by Dose of Colors. Love this palette. It is one of my few favorite palettes that come with just a few colors. Super creamy, super rich in formula. Love this. Love, 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 love it. I also have another Makeup Revolution Reloaded Iconic Neutrals 2 palette. I also reviewed this and compared it to the Anastasia Modern Renaissance. Great palettes if you're looking for an affordable version of the Anastasia one. Another drugstore is the Wet n Wild Rosé in the Air MPS. I am keeping this. This one I also reviewed it and did a makeup tutorial not too long ago. Definitely keeping this one because it's actually really good. Talking about the Anastasia Modern Renaissance. If you guys have been following me for... Did I have any chicken on my teeth? I just ate chicken. If you guys have been following me for a while, I want to see if you guys know the story behind this. If you know the story behind this palette, leave it in the comment section down below. But this is the Anastasia Modern Renaissance. Obviously, I love it. It has a special place in my heart. Red ochre. Hello, it's one of my favorites. High-end palettes that I haven't touched in probably a year, but I don't know that I want to get rid of, is the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palettes. I loved this when it first came out, and I honestly haven't used it. Now this one I haven't even played with. It is the Katy Perry CoverGirl eyeshadow palettes. Now I'm not gonna lie to you guys, these are shadows that I typically wouldn't wear because they do have so much shimmer to them. Like there's not one matte. So I don't know that I want to keep this one. I don't see myself using it. Yeah, we're gonna put this one to the side. I have another Anastasia palette. This is the Prism one, which I haven't used too much, but again, I am not getting rid of her. I have this Frankie Rose Cosmetics, the Soulmate palette. I have not touched this, not even once. As you can see, it still has the cover on it. So I don't know, like it looks so beautiful, but then I think to myself, I'm like, am I ever gonna use this? I also have the other Pinky Rose Cosmetics Center Stage palette. This one is gorgeous. I love that they add these little glitters on here. It just makes everything so much better. She is also staying. Naked 3 by Urban Decay. Oh my god, I've been wanting to get rid of this palette for so long, and I just never do because they are pricey palettes, and I did buy this with my own money. But I haven't used it in like 2 years, so she's leaving. Ooh, this is the Bad Habit Inferno palette, which is very similar to the Naked Heat by Urban Decay. I am going to keep this one because I love it, and in case I ever want to do anything affordable, like an affordable makeup, I have something else. Next we have the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. Sorry if I'm going a little bit fast, but I really don't want to bore you guys. I just want to show you more of my collection and let you know what palettes I'm keeping, what palettes are leaving. This one I'm definitely keeping. It is one of my favorite palettes from Too Faced. Oh, it smells so good. I need to use this again. I need to. I have another Too Faced palette. This is the Chocolate Bar. This one is super old and I really don't use it that much. I don't know if I'm going to keep it actually. Another palette here is from Luxie Beauty, which is this beautiful palette. Now this one is full of only shimmers and I love her formula. Her formula is really bomb, but I have a lot of her eyeshadow palettes. So I'm gonna, you know, give this to somebody else that will actually use it. Heartlet and Bloom. Ooh, easily one of my all-time favorites, like all matte eyeshadow. It's so pretty. I mean, it's not all matte, it has shimmers, but I just love the colors on them. They're very creamy. Tarte has probably one of the best formulas in my opinion as far as like how they blend, the creaminess, the pigmentation, and all that. I actually got this as a PR about 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, so I'm definitely not getting rid of this. It is the Masterpiece Glam Light Cosmetics 16 Luxurious Eyeshadow Palette. I did do a Snapchat get ready with me if you guys saw that, but this palette is, I mean, hello, like why would I get rid of this? It is beautiful. It has so many mattes, warm tones. This green one I am living for. Let's see, this is the 35D palette. This one is similar to the Morphe one where it has tons of bright colors, except this one is from that one website where I told you guys, hothouseboutique.com. I will have the website down below. This is my third and final palette from Juvia's. Yep, it is the Masquerade. I actually think this was the last palette that I bought from them. Huge pan sizes, like, yeah, these things are huge. The colors are beautiful. I have done makeup tutorials with this one, but I need to redo some more, like some colorful ones, because look at these. Look at this green one. I also have this little Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly eyeshadow. Who remembers this? I really don't use this palette whatsoever. I only used it the first few times, but I'm a little bit hesitant to not keep it because my sister bought it for me for my birthday like 2 years ago, so I don't know. Another Reloaded Makeup Revolution palette. This is Iconic Fever. This is another really good palette. I actually haven't messed with this one too much, so she is staying with Mama as well. Ooh, I totally forgot that I had this palette. This is the Saharan by Juvia's Place. They have amazing eyeshadows for women of color. If you guys want to see a tutorial with this, I will definitely do one. I have another Beauty Creations 35, oh, it's not the same one. This one is the Jasmine palette, which looks like this. I feel like another palette that I have is very, very similar to this one. And this one, I really haven't used it. Like, I've used the black a few times to fill in the brows. But other than that, this is a pretty new palette. So I am going to put this one to the side because I haven't used it. And honestly, I probably won't. Okay, so this is a palette that I don't know if I want to get rid of. It is the Morphe X Kathleen Lights palette, which looks like this. Now, the only reason why I'm thinking about not getting rid of it is because this shade right here, it is stunning. It is my go-to shade when I want to apply a pop-in inner corner highlights. If you guys happen to know what name this is on a single shadow from Morphe, let me know, because I'm okay with getting rid of this palette, but I won't let go because of this. Okay, another affordable palette is the Take Me to Brazil by BH Cosmetics. I use this one a ton actually when I do colorful looks. I am going to get rid of this one. The only reason is because A, it's super old, and B, they came out with a new one that Take Me Back to Brazil, and I'm dying to get my hands on that one. So this one is going on the goodbye bin. And then here's another Makeup Revolution palette, which again, I'm keeping because I love those. I also have the Nubian 2 by Juvia's Place. This one also has a story behind it, which is very similar to the other palette. This is what the interior of the palette looks like. Beautiful colors. I'm gonna keep it. Another, I think this was actually my first Anastasia palette. It is the World Traveler eyeshadow palette. Yeah, y'all know the story behind this one as well. But this was one of my favorite palettes when I first bought it. I mean, like that black, I went pretty ham on it. And all the other colors are so beautiful. The only reason why I won't get rid of any of my Anastasia palettes is because it feels to me now that I buy them more as a collector's thing versus actually using them, if that makes sense. Actually, I think I lied. I think this was my first palette. If you guys remember this palette, let me know. Oh my god, I totally forgot about this. This is the Lavish palette. Oh my god, this brings me so many memories to when I first started my YouTube channel. Oh, look at this. I loved these two shades. I would use them pretty much on an everyday basis. Sienna is still one of my favorite eyeshadows from Anastasia. I love this palette. Look at how different her things are now. I mean, compare this one to this and all the other ones. She's definitely stepped up her game. Okay, this time I promise we are almost done. Next up is the Morphe 3502 palettes. One of my... No. Oh my god. No chingas. Look at what happened. The black one broke and it's every freaking where. Okay, besides the mess, the Jaclyn Hill palette has to be one of my top 5 favorites palettes. Amazing palette. I've created so many makeup looks and there's still so many more that I can create. So she is definitely staying in the familia. We also have another Morphe 350, which is one of their best selling palettes. Love this. Definitely keeping it. Another one of my favorite Morphe palettes is a Dare to Create, the 39A. This was a limited edition palette, but I love it. It is so huge. It is perfect for traveling. Literally, you can just take this and your life would be complete. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I really like this palette. And then we also have the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette. This formula from BH Cosmetics is amazing, super rich in pigments. And then these, because they're baked shadows, they're so creamy. I saved the best for last. This is another magnetic palette. Y'all ain't ready for this. This thing is huge. It is the Give Me Glow Cosmetics Extra Large Pro Custom palette. That was a mouthful. This palette is gorgeous. I just need to reorganize it because it's all over the place. But I want to say that probably about 90% of the shadows in here are from Looksy Beauty. I love her shadows. This is my custom made extra large palette. I love this because it literally has every color that you can think of. Like all these shimmer ones are just gorgeous. All the matte ones, I keep them at the top. Like I said, I have to reorganize this, but this is like any makeup lover's dream. And that does it for my eyeshadow palette collection. You guys saw what I was getting rid of. I am still keeping a ton of palettes, and I will probably eventually take some out as I figure it out and find out which ones I'm really not ever gonna use. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and also subscribe, like, share with your friends, whoever. But share this video for all those makeup lovers out there, and let me know your thoughts. If you think I should get rid of more, or am I crazy for getting rid of any palettes whatsoever. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Have an amazing weekend. Mwah. Bye.